I know people are still streaming in. It's great to be here on day 2. We're really excited. Chris and I are here again to welcome each and every one of you to day 2 of the 3rd Annual Mental Health Conference. We're really grateful for everyone who came yesterday, and for those of you who are joining today for the first time, welcome. You will have access to all the videos. On YouTube, we'll be sending them out to everyone who registered. So don't worry if you missed, or if you were in a session that you would have wanted to, and you would have wanted to be in 2 places at once, we have them recorded. I am really happy to say again that we have had a great time co-hosting this with Catalyst 2030. And we are really happy to be here for day 2. Just a few housekeeping. Just to remind you that you can join by going on the sessions tab and selecting through the sessions tab which panel you'd like to attend. And then you click on join webinar once they go live. Sometimes they haven't gone live. That's why when you click, it doesn't work. The other note is that if you want translation, there's an audio selection at the bottom of the screen, and you can click the little globe icon. Para quienes necesitan traducción, abajo hay como un globo, como un mundo, y ahí lo pueden hacer clic, pueden seleccionar y hacer clic para tener acceso a la traducción simultánea. And we also encourage you again, like yesterday, to participate during the breakouts. Please submit your questions in the Q&A, participate in the chat. We know that all of you bring your own experience and expertise and perspectives, and we know how valuable they are for all of us to keep learning. So please join in the conversation, please contribute. There will be a break at 11:15. So that'll be a 15-minute break. So you can either join the mindfulness activity, or you can take a break, get coffee, stretch, whatever you need to do. And again, all of the sessions will be recorded and shared with everybody who registered for the conference. And you can also feel free to share those with people who you think may be interested. So Chris, what do you think? I mean, we're in day 2 of the conference. What did you think of yesterday? What did you think of the sessions?
Well, that's a really good question. First of all, it's lovely to be with you again, Selena, and it's fantastic to be with our participants today. Add my welcome to yours in terms of new people arriving, and delighted with those people who have already been with us yesterday. By the way, I've already watched some of the recordings sneakily, and I must say they're fantastic. Just very briefly to recap what we did yesterday, especially for those who are new to us today. We started with engaging persons with lived experience. This was moderated by Romana Sheikh. Very interesting and deep discussion, and both from Orlando and Danielle. And I think very important for us to recognize the whole question of lived experience. But the speakers went quite a lot further than that, which was great. I particularly enjoyed Gabi Arenas de Menezes' moderation of traditional healing practices. That was really fascinating. And it was so interesting that we buttered that up in terms of the sessions with the digital innovation in mental health. So you had this kind of modern take on traditional healing, and at the same time you had, of course, this modern take on mental health and the way in which this can be used both, well, in many settings, to be perfectly honest, and even the AI word was used. So that's something to think about. Lauren Magoon was the moderator there and did a wonderful job. Then after the break, which incidentally was a lovely mindfulness activity, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And it was in Spanish with translation going on underneath. And to my surprise, I remembered quite a lot of the Spanish from my childhood.
Excellent.
Yes, because I lived in Spain when I was 5, not in Latin America or El Salvador, I'm afraid. But then, that's it. I was in Spain. Um, we then went into a very interesting session with mental health policy and working with government. That was with Natalia Salcedo, and she brought Elisa Gamero from the First Lady's office in El Salvador. Very, very interesting to see how government worked, and then how Nandita Butler from India, particularly working in Bihar, how they work with government. So you got kind of two sides of the story, which was very interesting, very deep, very fascinating. And alongside that, we had Harnessing the Community for Better Mental Health, expertly moderated by Ertla Mognos-Notir, and with Daisy Rosales from BRIO and Rosemary Gatara from Basic Needs Kenya, Basic Needs, Basic Rights Kenya, presenting a very compelling session on better mental health in the community. Finally, but not least, we had Working with Trauma, the Community Resilience Model. Now, this was Elaine Miller-Karras, who's very much one of our very stalwart attendees at the Mental Health Collaboration of Catalyst 2030. And she had a number of speakers with her as they developed the idea of the community resilience model. As it played out, as it happens in Ukraine, very touching and affecting, since one of the speakers had actually had to shelter that morning from incoming fire, and from Rwanda. And that was that's how it went. What a feast, don't you think, Selena? It went really
think
well.
so.
Beautiful.
I think the diversity, it's our third year, but I think the diversity of presentations, of speakers, of perspectives, and I think also just the, that we're combining different conversations about approaches and perspectives with also these kind of practical models that have been tested, that have been implemented in different contexts. So it's really exciting. And today we also have a global group of panelists that we're really excited about. So we're going to, they're going to highlight peer support models, different ways that we can heal through play and the arts. Also have champions with lived experience with HIV and mental health, and learn from scalable models, more scalable models in community mental health. So I think, that continue to position communities and individuals at the center of amplifying access and, giving us opportunities to think about how we can all be part of creating an ecosystem and these kind of environments that foster healing and resilience. So I'm really looking forward to it. We have great moderators. Again, we have really broad geographic representation. If you feel like you can't decide between the simultaneous sessions, which happens to me all the time, you can go back and forth, or you can watch the recordings. So like Chris and I both mentioned, so make sure that, you feel okay about your decision, because you're going to get to have the videos. We're going to start off. I'm going to be moderating Gabriela Brent and Vivian Kadari, Gabriela from AMNA and Vivian Kadari from Taima Psychotherapy. So I think we're going to be talking about trauma and conflict in post-conflict settings. And I'm really looking forward.
They've let you in to do an actual moderation, Selena.
They have. So I'm looking forward to it. And then we're going to have the different panels on emotional well-being through play. And then the other topics I mentioned, mental health among HIV patients, which is so important also, right? These kind of when mental health coexists, so to speak, and exists with persons who are also facing other chronic diseases, right? And other illnesses. So that's a really important topic that we're looking forward to discussing. And then we have Gary talking about the intersection of climate and mental health, which should be really interesting as well. The community mental health models, some of which some of you may be familiar with Strong Minds or Friendship Bench, two models that have also been widely recognized and studied, right? Because that bringing the evidence forward for these models is important, because some people still think that you can only address mental health clinically. And it's really exciting when you have these models that, like the models presented yesterday, where we can demonstrate that we can, as community members, be part of helping each other and ourselves heal and be at our best and promote well-being.
Hmm.
And then our last panel, which is a standalone panel, we're really excited about. We know how important young people are in really driving change. So the youth activism and peer support models, we're really, looking forward to hearing about, hearing from, I should say, young people and those working with young people from multiple organizations. So we're excited. It's going to be a great day. We start in
Yeah.
about 2 minutes, right, Chris? I think this is going to be another exciting, dynamic interaction between all our panelists and presenters. And we also hope that you contribute, please do, through questions, through comments, through thoughts. We really value everything you have to share with us. So thank you again for joining us. We're going to start in a couple minutes, so we will see you very soon, right, Chris?
Absolutely.
Anything else we want to?
No, I just want to say the same. Look forward to the session. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you soon.